Your Lie in April is good-ish. A strong thematic core and powerful character dynamics, accompanied by a brilliant masterpiece of a soundtrack with both its original pieces as well as the perfect choices of classical ones. I can't say I regret watching it, but unfortunately it is mired by a story that drags its feet, wasted side characters, inconsistent visuals, and some occasionally questionable writing, which turns a potentially fantastic show into one that I always end up saying, it was good, but... However, all that is entirely besides the point, because I still bear a level of respect and appreciation for Your Lie in April far beyond works that I personally would consider to be better, simply for its effect alone. I produce analysis myself, of course, but I also watch a fair bit of it, and a big appeal of it for me is seeing how works can connect differently with different people. To be frank, though I think Evangelion is an impeccably crafted story and a great experience overall, it didn't resonate very deeply with me on an emotional level. It really was seeing others relate their perspective and relationship with the work that turned it into something meaningful for me. Getting to see other people reflect on their connection with it, why it means so much to them, how it affected their life is, I think, just as valuable. This is similar to how I feel for Your Lie in April, which is amplified exponentially beyond a simple appreciation for its emotional effect, thanks to its subject matter being one so close to my heart: music. I know artists love to stroke their own egos over how important and essential art is, but I can't help but throw my name in that pile. I've met so many people with a genuine interest and desire towards creative expression, but who are prevented by any number of factors that I hear so often it seems like a dialogue tree. I played violin when I was a kid, but I quit. I really wish I didn't. I'm just too old now. Oh, I don't have time for art. I'm so busy. I wish I had talent like you, but I'm no good at any of that stuff. I really despise each answer, not necessarily in a critical way, but more from a point that I want them to change their view. Because all I see in that is a line of thinking that's only result is depriving the individual themselves of a potentially really meaningful enrichment to their lives. No one's too old for art, and no one is too old to start. Talent's an overrated excuse not to try, and I think most people can afford a little bit of time towards honing a personal passion. Even just 15 minutes a day will show improvement. There's no question about it, and especially if you consider how much time a lot of us burn away watching mostly mindless entertainment, I'm plenty guilty myself, perhaps there's just a few minutes that can be spared towards taking action on that if only. All this is why I can't help but feel love and respect for works that inspire artistic expression. And that brings us back to Your Lie in April and classical music. I'm not going to try and make the argument that classical music is better, but it simply bears great meaning to me personally. I've found so much meaningful connection in classical music from Baroque and before to even incredibly modern and abstract pieces. So much emotion is captured here, so many stories to be told and reimagined, so much just plain good music. The room for growth is infinite, there's always more ways to improve, better ways to realize your own abilities and connect with an audience. And though you could say similar of most other genres, there's a certain sense of gravity to the truly great classical works that I struggle to find elsewhere. And sure, maybe that's just me, but I don't think it's too selfish to desire others to be able to find the same level of meaning I do in this craft. So that's why when I'm listening to the soundtrack, or I look up a particular scene from the show, and I look to the comments and see stuff like this, I mean, that's just plain awesome. That this one series can inspire so many to connect or reconnect with music making, and that they seem to so genuinely find enjoyment in this beautiful struggle towards improvement, that alone hits me harder emotionally than anything in the show itself. And yet, the show is itself the pivotal element behind it. Perhaps through its romanticized presentation, the heightened character of it taps into that powerful, distilled emotion found so often in classical works. The great peaks of joy and depths of sorrow in the story, acting like a mirror to the rise and fall of a grand symphony. This made explicit by way of its use of classical pieces to directly reflect and develop the emotions of the characters throughout. It does a phenomenal job of showcasing the peaks of potential for emotional expression, motivating others to find their own means of doing so. So yeah, go find something that inspires you, and stop procrastinating at working on your passion. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and maybe even share it. A special thank you to my patrons Frogus and Talon for their generous support. And if you too would like to support me, you can do so on Patreon at patreon.com/horrorreviews. As little as $1 gets you access to my exclusive Discord server. Anyways, that's all from me for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.